Welcome back. I'm Anna. I'm a clinical psychology doctorate student and I make videos about real-world applications to psychology. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the psychology of Michael Scott and specifically what diagnosis he would meet the criteria for if he were a real person. Now, right off the bat, I just want to say I love Michael Scott. I think he grew a lot from the first season to the 7th or whatever it was that he left. So this is not to hate on him, this is just to kind of use him as an example of a disorder that some people don't know about, because people learn a lot better when they have a concrete example. So this is just for entertainment and educational purposes. So what disorder would Michael Scott have if he had one? I would argue it is histrionic personality disorder. So histrionic personality disorder is part of the cluster B of personality disorders. Cluster B is the dramatic erratic disorders, and it is characterized by a pervasive pattern of excessive emotionality and attention seeking. Histrionic personality disorder actually originates from the word hystera, which means uterus in Greek, I believe, and it's very often diagnosed in women and very rarely in men. So men who do have histrionic personality disorder are often misdiagnosed and they don't really get the proper treatment that they need because of these traditional gender roles that we have, that women are more emotional, women are just hysterical, so to speak. But I definitely think that Michael Scott meets a lot of the criteria, so I'm just going to go straight into that. One of the criteria is uncomfortable in situations where he is not the center of attention.
Happy birthday to you.
Hello. Hey.
Kevin, respect the birthday, please.
No. No, not yet. I will. It was just Stacy.
Are you done? Good. Okay.
Here we go.
I'm gonna
Make a wish.
Blow the candle. Okay.
Yeah! Yay!
I asked for trick handles.
Pam was supposed to get him.
Okay. Well, when she comes back, we'll do it again. Hello. What about the birthday boy? Haven't had a hug all day.
No one cares about your birthday. Kevin's waiting to hear if he has skin cancer.
That sucks. Great. Wow, that's good timing. I'm sorry, that's terrible. Terrible news. That's terrible news for both of us.
So we see this a lot. Another criteria is interaction with others is often characterized by inappropriate, sexually seductive, or provocative behavior. Now, initially when I heard this, I thought, oh, that's not him, because what this criteria usually means and the way it's interpreted for women, they dress provocatively, they try to, sexually arouse people when it's inappropriate. And, the more I thought about it, Michael Scott actually does make quite a few sexually inappropriate comments, arguably sexual harassment toward Pam and other women working there. So I do think that he would qualify as what is called provocative in an inappropriate setting.
Hey, can you make that straighter? That's what she said.
Did you plan that?
No.
Can you make that straighter? That job looks hard. You should put your mouth on that. How can you even use that one naturally?
Blowing up balloons, I thought.
Displays rapidly shifting and shallow expression of emotion.
Today will either be the best or the worst day of my life. Holly gave AJ an ultimatum. He either proposes by New Year's or they break up. Now, if she's engaged, I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna start attacking people. If she's not engaged, in all honesty, I may just burn this whole place to the ground out of happiness. Either way, I am going to need some talking down, and nobody talks me down like myself in a video talking me down.
Yeah, I would say so. Consistently uses physical appearance to draw attention to self. I don't think he does this. I think he dresses pretty normally for what a business manager would dress like. So I don't think he meets that criteria, but of course keep in mind You need a few of these to be histrionic. You don't have to have every single criteria. Excessively impressionistic and lacking in detail when speaking. Yes, I think so. I think he tends to make these very broad statements that don't make a lot of sense. Shows self-dramatization, theatricality, and exaggerated expression of emotion. Definitely. He's very dramatic. He tends to over-exaggerate emotions and events quite a bit.
Practical joke, Jim. Got me go to the annex. No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Michael, why are you here?
Somebody told me that I romanticize relationships.
You know, we all do that.
I have herpes.
What? Did you have that while we were together?
I just found out today. It's right there.
Oh, wait, that's what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Did you have a doctor check it out?
I'm between specialists right now.
Yes, Michael. Actually, you do make a bigger deal out of things than you need to. You proposed to me on our 4th date.
Well, I believe in love at first sight.
Well, so do I, but we didn't love each other at first either. I don't know what you were thinking.
I know what I was thinking at the time, but right now it just seems ridiculous.
Suggestible, which basically means easily influenced by others and circumstances. Absolutely. He is very suggestible. He's very easily manipulated, persuaded, swayed. And we kind of interpret this with fondness as just like innocence about social things. But that is, one of the criteria.
I think he just seemed like he was trying to sell me insurance.
Yeah, buy my insurance or I burn your warehouse down. Exactly.
He did talk about a fire in the warehouse. And he also vaguely threatened me with testicular cancer.
All right, who else is here?
It's from Grotti. He's following up.
Already. This guy's persistent.
Okay, I feel that you will regret missing this great opportunity to be in business.
That's bad.
Yeah,
That's bad.
yeah.
Considers relationships to be more intimate than they actually are.
What is this?
That is my Christmas card. It's a picture of you and me and your kids on a ski trip, having a blast. Season's greetings.
No, see, we never went on a ski trip.
I know.
I went on a ski trip
Right.
2 years ago with my kids and my ex-husband.
Yes, but what you didn't realize at the time was that I was with you, in a sense. I was in your heart
Michael,
and next to your kids. What?
this is so weird.
I don't understand.
It's a bold move to Photoshop yourself into a picture with your girlfriend and her kids on a ski trip with their real father. But then again, Michael's a bold guy. Is bold the right word?
I think you're a really sweet guy,
Okay.
but I don't know how to deal with like this thing and the proposal, and I don't think things are gonna work out with us.
No. Okay. You know what? You're not thinking straight. You know what you need? You need to think this through in Jamaica's largest freshwater pool.
What are you talking about?
I got us tickets to Sandals, Jamaica. We leave day after tomorrow. You had better find the skimpiest bikini there is.
Michael,
And it's all inclusive.
Michael,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
100%. This is so Michael Scott. Does he meet the criteria for distress and or impairment? Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty clear that he is feeling impaired in the occupational setting because he's not really doing his job right. It's very disruptive to his occupational work. Also, socially, he's impaired because he doesn't have a lot of friends. He's constantly trying to make friends unsuccessfully. And I think he does get distressed about it because when he doesn't get attention, he gets very upset. Now, I do have to mention that he also has some other traits from some other cluster B personality disorders. So a lot of the personality disorders have overlapping traits, and that's part of the reason why there's so much misdiagnosis in personality disorders. It also tends to be that multiple personality disorders are the rule rather than the exception. So if you are diagnosed with one personality disorder, there's a pretty good chance that you have more than one. So it would make sense that Michael has traits from other similar personality disorders as well. One of these traits is grandiosity. So he definitely has these fantasies of unlimited success, fame, wealth, and this is a symptom of narcissism or narcissistic personality disorder, and also of antisocial personality disorder, which is psychopathy. Now, do I think Michael Scott is a psychopath? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He does not lack empathy. He is not callous. He's generally a pretty good guy. Do I think he has some narcissistic tendencies? Yes, I do. Another trait that is a little bit narcissistic is that he has this inflated self-esteem because at his core he's actually very insecure. And also he has this fear of abandonment that's pretty intense and pervades his romantic relationships. And this is typical of borderline personality disorder. And again, borderline is another one of those disorders that is really commonly diagnosed in women and not so much in men. Actually, in men it tends to be misdiagnosed as psychopathy or antisocial personality disorder quite a bit. So I think it's interesting that Michael has these traits that we tend to associate with female pathology, and I think it's awesome that the show is portraying a male version of that. So why is Michael like this? Well, there is some childhood trauma there, nothing too severe. I don't think there's any abuse or neglect involved, but I think once his parents divorced, he clearly did not deal well with the incoming appearance of his stepfather. We saw how he kind of freaked out at his mom and stepdad's wedding. So this could be related to his fear of abandonment. I would maybe guess that his dad wasn't as involved in his life after the divorce, or maybe something happened to his dad and there wasn't a divorce. Also, we see that Michael was not liked as a child. He really wanted to have friends, but he didn't seem to have a lot of success with that. So that kind of relates to his need to be liked and valued and the center of attention, because he never really got the attention that we get when we have friends, which is having that reciprocity where people care about us and they ask about us. We also know he's not talking to his sister because he dropped his nephew as a baby. So there's some family estrangement, which is pretty typical in personality disorders. And this suggests that he has social impairment and a limited family support system. And also probably there's a genetic or temperamental predisposition to these kind of traits for Michael, and that's probably part of the reason why he has them. Now, it's worth mentioning that he does get better as the show goes on. We kind of give it up to character development on the producer's part, but I think it's really interesting because typically we don't think of untreated personality disorders as getting better, and this is just a good reminder that people can get a little more mellow with age. I think this isn't true of narcissism because as people age then, they start to feel really insecure about what they've accomplished with their life, so their symptoms might actually get worse. But with other personality disorders, the emotional dysregulation and the turbulent relationships do tend to die down a bit as the person ages and gets out of those really scary transitions from early life. And it's really admirable that without talk therapy and without medications, Michael somehow was able to get better as time went on and as he approached, middle life. This is probably also due to him finding Holly, which is a great match and kind of addressed his fear of abandonment and gave him the attention that he needed, the attention that we should all receive from our romantic partner. So yeah, those are just my 2 cents on how Michael Scott meets the criteria for histrionic personality disorder. Again, this is just to poke fun. Let me know if there are any other TV or movie characters that you want me to look into their psychology. If not, I'll see you next time, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe.